Oh, hello, I almost didn't notice you there. I was so involved reading up about the dinosaurs that I didn't know how to start the start of this blog. Vlog? Blog? Whatever you want to call it. Um, this is my first one I'm putting out there, so gonna be a little awkward, not gonna lie to you guys. Hope you enjoy it though. I just wanted to sort of start to talk about some of the, I guess, more recent events directly related to me and hopefully give a little bit of insight on my take to esports so far. And if nothing else, have a video I can reference back to myself, say like 3 years from now, and be like, oh yeah, I was so naive back then. But actually, you know what? I was debating shaving this before the video. I think I'm just gonna go do that now, real quick. Well, that feels like 100 times better and less itchy. Um, So yeah, I don't really have a script or anything. That's pretty much the end of my pre or post production right there. That awesome cut. I I don't have anything else for you guys. Sorry for the magic ending right there. But today I wanted to really talk about something that's been a hot topic for me recently, and that's notoriety within, I guess, the scene. And I hate that I'm using air quotes, but this is of course related to more StarCraft than anything else. But this kind of applies to everything. Um, those who don't know, by the way, I'm known as Riff King. I'm a broadcaster for StarCraft 2. My real name's Graham. Hi, hello. And recently I've been caught up in kind of a whirlwind of events. Those who might recognize the name Vera Lynn will have some ideas what I'm talking about, but I'd rather not get too much into that yet because that is a topic I'm going to cover. Um, Now, since I came onto broadcasting and I started trying to get involved with StarCraft, etc., getting your name out there, the viewers you'll get in return, what you're doing, etc., that's all become a really big part of my life. And I feel a lot of people are definitely in the same shoes where I am, where they're trying to make it out there. But, it's not the easiest thing to do. You can't just pay people to be your friends. You can't just throw your name out there and hope everyone loves you. Unless maybe you're a girl with the largest hits in the world. But again, not touching that subject. Uh, I wanted to kind of talk about something that's actually been bothering me first before I go into the positive side of things. And with XSplit, I'm going to try and do this in a way that doesn't require cutting or editing. It's supposed to come up on that sound. Wrong button. There we go. So just take a quick look here at a note, guys. For those who don't know, this is kind of a cool social networking site I've been getting into recently. Um, and it's kind of like the Facebook for gaming. Now, this first guy here, I mean, no disrespect to Gladius Real if he ever watches this video, but I want to kind of use him and someone else as an example. I see my newsfeed full of stuff from this guy. Follow and support me, thank you, love you guys, etc. I mean, this is great. This guy. He's putting himself out there. He's a Masters Zerg player. He plays a lot of 1v1 and he streams all the time. That's great. But he doesn't get a lot of audience for this. And I feel a lot of the reason is because he's really, for lack of better phrasing, spamming himself out there, and nobody really wants to check that out. In fact, down here it's even a point made where it's a little annoying. So I'm not sure if you can actually read that, so I'll just read it out loud. Following you now, but please stop spamming the StarCraft channel every hour type thing. Okay, that's one negative side of things. The other person I want to point out here is Yoko Silent, who again, if she or he, or sorry, if she is watching this video, no disrespect for her. I've checked out her stream. She puts out some content, but again, I feel she handles herself poorly as far as getting it out there. So for example, here, just another random post, like me on Facebook with a link to the Facebook. I have no problem supporting other people, and I believe in community involvement more so than anyone else, I believe. But I mean, I said, okay, why? Because I didn't know the person at the time. I hadn't checked out a single one of her streams. It's just like, what do you have to offer to me? The response you get is, why not? I'm trying to make my way as an entertainer slash streamer, and any help is enough. Congratulations. We're all trying to do that, or at least a large majority of people are trying to do that. But the reality is, you can't just say, do it because I said so. That's not going to grow yourself an audience, and I don't think it's a good way to go about it. And I'm not trying to pick on these two, but I'm just trying to use them as examples because they're just the most recent people in my news feeds. It was totally random. I just wanted to make this point of saying, like, if you're trying to get out there, I feel the worst way you can do this by trying to force yourself upon others. You want people to enjoy what they're watching, the content you're producing, or maybe the streams that you're casting. Whether it's a stupid vlog like this one that's may or may not be my only one, I don't know, or like games you're playing, or just you want people to hang out with you. You want to have that really friendly vibe, and I think that's what a lot of streamers look for. Or sorry, viewers to streams look for. They're either looking for content, which is like, oh, I'm casting some of the greatest players of all time. bam, instant viewership, or they're looking for someone who's just friendly. You can hang out and talk to them, and they'll have some viewer interaction. A big shout out here to a guy I know named Lethal Frag on Twitch TV. Friendliest dude you'll ever find on any website, and I think that's part of why he has such a large audience of people who love coming and watching him play these games. He's a really chill dude, and it's easy to sit there and hang out in the channel. You talk with other people, and it's not all about him or one thing or the other. There's actual community behind that. And I'm getting really annoyed by the glare off my glasses. That's why I'm moving around so much, guys. I'm sorry. Uh, but I think there's definitely good ways to get yourself out there. And I feel with Twitch being a main proprietor of people being able to project themselves out there, the same way YouTube was able to do for vlogging, it really, I think, encourages people to have better attitudes when going forward with this. Um, Now, I've talked about the begging side of things, I guess you could call it. The other side of things is like the dirtier side of things. There's been a lot of stuff I've experienced over my 7 years of video gaming, and I really don't want to go into it because I'm not proud of how much nerd time I've wasted. But I do love video gaming, and that's no secret whatsoever. Uh, be it World of Warcraft, StarCraft, etc. Doesn't even have to be Blizzard related. Let's talk about Gearbox, Borderlands. I mean, whatever. There's been some dirty stuff that's happened too. For example, anyone who's played World of Warcraft, before I even touch the subject, everyone at some point has seen something fishy out of somebody. It's just, it happens. It's the internet. Hello and welcome. More recently, StarCraft, I was involved with Zeke TV, and some of you may or may not know what that is. It's just a small broadcasting corporation or company or organization. I'm not actually sure what you call it. But it was a group of us doing a lot of streaming, and we had a boss, Vera Lynn. Now, unfortunately, as it turns out, Vera Lynn, who to my knowledge and everyone else's, was this legitimate Grandmaster Zerg player who, while not really putting herself out there as far as getting on teams and looking for, I guess, notoriety, was really focused on pushing the casting side of things. So I don't know, again, if maybe she'll ever see this video or people who know about the deal will, but I want to say, as much as I find what she did despicable and all around just bad for esports, let's be honest, I think what she did for us legitimately, she did very well. And um, just a quick summary here, guys. She had someone else playing on her account. She wasn't really a Grandmaster. She had all these show matches, and we were really pushing her and using the streaming platform to get her notoriety. And that's when it all started to crumble as people realized it wasn't actually her. But that's neither here nor there. There's a Team Liquid thread. You guys can go get caught up on it. I really don't have much desire to talk about it a lot. But the point of it is, like, that definitely got her notoriety and people are talking about her, but in the most negative way possible. Um, and those are the two really negative, bad, thumbs down ways I see to get yourself out there. I personally feel after, like, I've spent years watching people stream and play video games. I go over to a friend's house. I'm that guy who's comfortable sitting on the couch while he plays single player, and I get to sort of backseat game. That's kind of like what I feel a lot of the Twitch audiences and some of the more now growing, getting involved with gaming YouTube audiences. And I think the best way to really put yourself out there is be honest. And like that sounds so cheesy and so like, oh, thanks, Miss Frizzle, for the advice. But the reality is, if you put yourself out there, there's a harsh reality that will hit you, and that's either people like you or they don't. If they like you, that's great. You've got a good personality. It's a base to start with, and you're already ahead of the game. Whether you're streaming your own personal stuff or you're broadcasting, it doesn't matter. Be yourself. Be honest. Because if you start lying about stuff or you get very beggy and hoping you want a lot of attention that you don't deserve, no one's going to give you any respect whatsoever. Um, and I feel like if I'm watching a stream and the person's having a lot of chat interaction and it's cool, that's one thing. But like if you can tell they're kind of lying about half the stuff they're talking about, or they're just making crap up off the top of their head all the time, I don't think people are going to like that person very much. The other half of the harsh reality is people don't like you. Okay, guess what? That sucks. It's life. You know what you do? You change. I'm not saying like you're wrong for the world, but if this is what you want to do and you've got a bad voice for it, practice on your voice, project yourself, enunciate. I realize there's a little irony in me talking about that because right now my tongue is half numb from casting today. But I mean, there's all these little things you could do to make yourself better and eventually get out there. Nobody cares if you're handsome. Look at me. I'm definitely not chiseled chin abs guy, but there's people who come in and I've kind of started growing this tiny little fan base, and I feel that they don't really care so much about how you look or how you act as long as it's, I guess, more genuine and something that they can relate to. Um, and I really feel very pious and kind of lame for saying a lot of this, but it's my honest feelings about things. And the whole point of this vlog, as I said, is just like maybe a little message to people. Hopefully they'll get something out of this, take from my experience. But more than anything else, I hope that I can look back on this and be proud of the stuff I'm saying. Hi, future Graham. How you doing, bro? Hope you still doing stuff that doesn't suck. I don't know, guys. I think that's the main message of this video. If anyone has comments or wants to discuss any of the topics I've brought up, hit me up on my Twitter. I'll put all the info in the description below. Thingy doo doo doo. But that's about it. So take care. Thanks for watching my video. Hope I gave some insight.